Now, my name's John Wright, and I've came back to this. This here's about the Zodiac killer. This is about DB Cooper. This is about JFK. This is about the murder of JFK. This is about the Fairhearts in Morton, Washington. There's E. Lee Fairhart sitting there. Back when the barracks was being destroyed in Lebanon. The 50 Americans, that was American servicemen that got murdered. I lived in Morton, Washington around this bowling alley down here. This bowling alley right here that has a saw on it today. And this guy, he's right here with this newspaper about Lebanon. Does anybody start getting the picture what's happening here? This here guy right here, Ely Fairhart, this is George Fairhart's uncle, I believe. Okay? George Fairhart, he's a student in my class. Terry Lance Shortridge got murdered on my bed in my bedroom on October 27th, 1975. It wasn't too long after that that Mr. Fairhart was jumping up and down in front of me telling me that my dad is now their slave. This has everything to do with my dad being enslaved down there at this bowling alley and housed as the Zodiac killer. And this has everything to do with John F. Kennedy's murder. And there's a bowling alley that's actually a 4-lane bowling alley right there that's 208 Main Street, Morton, Washington. That's a 4-lane bowling center under this bar that's a basement. And they've darkened the windows down here like there's a bomb or something in it, by the way. There's also this whole building over here on the corner is the Fairhart's department store. It's 60 feet by 60 feet. And I've heard the phrase say to me, they can make a 60-foot by 60-foot building disappear. And if that place is rigged to blow up and kill a bunch of people right here in Morton, Washington, with this new radio tower that's placed on the hill in the background, well, look, over here, you could see the radio. This here's Ely Fairhart, the Fairharts of Morton, Washington. Well, this is the Merlins. This is the old people that got murdered, and I had somebody bring me a stuffed animal like that to the bowling alley. I think old Jimmy was trying to give me a clue there. You know, blind Jimmy. It's not too blind, stupid, or dead. There we got Morton. We got that little axeman right there in brown threatening men in Morton, Washington. Here we've got Rick Rife that's been framed for the Merlin case because my brother is the one that actually murdered him. There's that Fairhart's department store right there in Morton, Washington. Is that place ready to blow and stuff? So it blows up everybody, blows up this entertainment center right here during the Morton Loggers Jubilee, like a Jim Jones massacre. A big lemonade stand having a big party down here in Kablooey, and they blow this up for what purpose? For some kind of distraction in America? Well, the Lewis County law enforcement officers are definitely involved in the criminal activities in this town. There's a radio tower that's right up here on Cholera Rock, and my dad's buried up here on Cholera Rock, right up here. On Cholera Rock, my dad's buried. Now, we placed him up there. It's a long story. Now, here's the Merwins. They were taken out there in 1985 and murdered out there by, let's see, what's that place called? It's Adna. It's up there where we go mushroom picking. Jerry Wright took me directly to this place where these people's bodies was. Jerry Wright took me there. Here's Rick Rife. He's in a sheriff's, in a shirt that's sheriff's green. My son, last time I seen him, was a picture he sent to me. He's in a sheriff's green shirt too. The sheriffs are behind it. Little dirty Boy Scouts over here, just a picture. Now here's the Morton's Fairheart's store down there with their saga. You know, they used to have a thing that said information right here, like CIA is right in the name and stuff. Dirty Boy Scouts, Dirty Boy Scouts. Oh, now look, there's this here is the museum possibly. They've moved it up here. Here's the radio towers up here on the hill. Oh, here's Dirty Boy Scouts too. Look at that boy. He looks like he's scared to death being forced to stand there in front of everyone while everybody else is hiding behind him. That's what they would have done with me. I know that look. Now here's the Fairhearts Hotel with the information on it. It says information right there, I believe. And anybody can look online. Here's my dad's bowling alley on the inside, checkered past, and a ripped off American flag from the right to the left. Hey, they're ripping us off. Checkerboard right there. I built this bowling alley with my dad. This here picture right here is taken out of the Mossy Rock bowling alley. 8 lanes of it worth. Then we had a person come in and do the actual other 4 lanes. An artist that knew my dad did it for him. You know. And I'm just telling you the truth. And look, they're hiding this behind flowers and stuff. And there's, well, Terry, victim, Victory Lanes. Victim Lance, Short Ridge. A short ridge to the lane, and it goes right back to the green building. There's a friend of mine, Kim. She's hiding behind people. She knows about the murder of Terry Shortridge, I'm sure. They painted it sheriff's green. Victim, Terry Lance, Shortridge. And he's got a red shirt on, and he's on a red thing. Look, can't you see what they've done? And, by the way, they've got a saw blade on the top of it. Will cut you in half if you tell anyone. And now Walmart sells these. Guns over there, Walmart is on my shit list. There's my sister and her baby that was taken away from her. She's Debbie and Bonnie in Red Riding. That means forever. Here's my mom hiding behind the child that she's kidnapped from us. They're hiding behind me. They're hiding behind me. Here, I'm on the run. The law enforcement, Bruce Kimsey and them in Lewis County's put me on the run. Why? Because I'm a wise guy. I'm realizing what's happening. I've came forward and I'm a wise guy, he's telling me. Bruce Kimsey is. You know, there's my dad. I found out my dad's the Zodiac killer. I found out my dad's all of this stuff. Evidence goes on. There's my face. It's been slammed all over America. And there I am, standing there before you. I've been on Chatterbait. There's a package that I sent the governor of Washington State, the Department of Illinois, and a package to Donald J. Trump. That was returned. And then I realized that Donald J. Trump actually has 727's, the hijacker's airplane. And then I realized that this goes back to my gold mine in Nevada that was ripped off from me in 1985, 1986. You know, Donald Trump's had problems and stuff with his casinos and stuff, and he's been trying to rip off America for a long time. And there's a lot of problems associated with this that I'm pointing out to you guys right now. And they want gun rights in America. Do you think that they should take gun rights from Americans? You know, but they've been teaching, here you can have these little guns. There's no gun safety training session for these little children that are getting these here guns that look more authentic than the guns we actually own, us old people. You know, here we have these old guns that's just ancient compared to them. And they want our gun rights, of course. And they're giving children these, and we're being threatened by them, by the way. Why is Walmart allowed to even do this type of thing? And by the way, I caught Walmart and Twin Star Credit Union stealing from me. They're also on my record, and Twin Star Credit Unions from the river to the sea. The 21st one is in Morton, Washington, across from the museum and stuff of the Fairhearts, they led it right there to the money. They led everything there. Highway 7 coming in, and Fairhearts Way, there's designer stones that goes right there to the 2x4 mill. And the 2x4 mill right there, Mike Pedersen, that guy that runs that mill, he may be still there. He was my Boy Scout leader. You know, he blackballed me personally from that mill. I've always had a grievance. I didn't know what was happening. He was in my house. He came in my house prior to the Shortridge murder to take a gun from my brother Jim upstairs. Him and another officer, I believe it was Mike Labarge, the two Mikes came together, Rookie and Mike Pedersen. They took 22 from my brother Jim. It's a story that I will add into this, but I'm telling you the truth about everything. And I just want you to know that here I am. I came on as the masked man, the first show, and I'll stop right there as the first show because I've came forward and I've told you guys all these things because it's important to you that you know, because if you knew better, you'd do better. And I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to go from here, and I'm just telling you the truth, because if it wasn't so, I would not be here doing this in front of you. Oh, look at that. I'm just here, this normal, everyday guy that's been set up by my brother and my family members because they were being forced to comply or what, they die. My brother Jerry's a dirty Boy Scout. This is the truth. This is about the Zodiac killer. This is about Hezbollah. This is about JFK. My brother Jerry right there, he hides up on the Middle Fork Road, hiding behind barbed wire fence with pallets up next to the road. It's quite a scene. Middle Fork Road between Chehalis, Washington and Onalaska, Washington right there. And also there was a body placed behind my brother Jim's house. That's directly the yang away from my brother Jerry's house, from north to south. And then we have another body that's placed east, from east to west, away from the Morton Bowling alley. The yin and the yang, like that, like a cross, leads you right back to Jerry L. Wright. My brother Jerry L. Wright forced my dad to do the job, and I was held in a rabbit cage in Port Angeles, Washington, and my brother Jerry was collecting pigeons. He's the pigeon cooper. He frames people, he smiles, he kidnaps children, and he's also holding Mark Vedder's children. Jerry's raising his stepson's children, Mark. You just mark it with an X, I'm telling you the truth. Jerry Wright is public enemy number 1 in Lewis County, Washington. He's my brother. Hi, Jerry Wright. I'd sure like to see you. I'd like to see you in front of a whole audience of people, and I'd like to see you and force you to tell the truth. And you know what? That's much better than throwing you in prison. Thank you very much for your time, and you have a great day, everyone. And I'm going to work through this here case. It's painful for me to do it, because I have to face what those guys can't live up to doing, and I'm going to force them to live up to it because it's in the national security of America. And thank you for your time, and hey, you be the judge. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't be sitting here, standing here with the evidence. Good day.